Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. As millions gear up for the Super Bowl, placing bets and picking winners, have you ever stopped to wonder just how secure the games we love actually are? We see the headlines about massive wagers, the billion-dollar industry, but what we don't often talk about is the dark underbelly of sports, the long, shadowy history of game fixing and betting scandals that have shaken leagues to their core. Today, we're not just talking about a lucky guess or a bad call. We're diving deep into the hidden history of rigged games, a story that stretches back long before the first Super Bowl was ever played. It might surprise you to learn that one of the earliest and most infamous sports scandals didn't happen in football, but in baseball. Let's travel back to 1919. The Chicago White Sox were a powerhouse team, heavily favored to win the World Series against the Cincinnati Reds. But something strange happened. Key players made uncharacteristic errors, pitches were thrown right down the middle, and the mighty White Sox lost. The public was stunned. Rumors started swirling, and soon, the truth came out. 8 players, later known as the 8 Men Out, had conspired with gamblers, led by notorious mobster Arnold Rothstein, to intentionally lose the series in exchange for a hefty payout. The scandal was so immense it led to the creation of the first-ever commissioner of baseball, whose job was to clean up the sports image. Those 8 players, including the legendary shoeless Joe Jackson, were banned from baseball for life, their careers and legacies forever tarnished. This event, the Black Sox scandal, became a cautionary tale, proving that even the biggest games on the biggest stages could be corrupted.
Wow.
Let's fast forward a few decades to the 1950s, a golden era for college basketball. The sport was exploding in popularity, with games being televised for the first time. Madison Square Garden in New York City was the epicenter of college hoops. But behind the scenes, a new scandal was brewing. Gamblers once again saw an opportunity. They didn't need to fix the outcome of the entire game. They just needed to control the point spread. The point spread is the margin of victory a favored team needs to win by for a bet to pay out. So mob-connected fixers started approaching star players from top universities. It would offer them cash, sometimes thousands of dollars a game, to simply ensure their team didn't win by too much asterisk. This was called point shaving. It was subtle, hard to detect, and incredibly corrupt. The scandal erupted in 1951, implicating 32 players from 7 different colleges, including powerhouses like City College of New York and Long Island University. These were not just bench warmers. They were all Americans, heroes on their campuses. The fallout was catastrophic. Player careers were ruined, college programs were decimated, and the public's trust in college sports was shattered. It showed that the temptation of easy money could reach anyone, and that the sophisticated world of sports betting had found a new, more insidious way to influence the game. The problem didn't just disappear. In the late 1970s, another major point-shaving scandal hit college basketball, this time at Boston College. The scheme was orchestrated by mobster Henry Hill, the very same figure whose life was later immortalized in the movie Goodfellas. Hill and his associates recruited key players on the team, paying them to ensure the final scores fell within the gamblers' desired range. The plan worked for a while, netting the mob a significant amount of money. But like all criminal enterprises built on greed and deceit, it eventually unraveled. The scandal came to light when one of the fixers became an FBI informant, leading to arrests and convictions. It was another black eye for college sports, and a stark reminder that the criminal element was always lurking, ready to exploit any weakness. So how does all of this connect to the modern era and the Super Bowl? After these scandals, professional leagues, especially the NFL, became incredibly vigilant. They understood that the integrity of the game was their most valuable asset. The NFL implemented some of the strictest policies against gambling in all of sports. Players, coaches, and staff are prohibited from betting on any NFL game, and they are educated constantly about the dangers of associating with gamblers. The league invests millions in security, monitoring betting lines for suspicious activity and investigating any hint of impropriety. They learned from the mistakes of baseball and college basketball. They knew that if fans ever believed for a second that the Super Bowl could be fixed, the entire multi-billion-dollar enterprise would collapse. But the threat hasn't gone away, it has just evolved. In 2007, the sports world was rocked when an NBA referee, Tim Donaghy, was caught betting on games he was officiating. This was a nightmare scenario. A referee has direct control over the flow of a game through their calls. Donaghy admitted to using his insider knowledge to make successful bets, and even passing information to professional gamblers. Claimed he could influence the point spread by making specific calls at crucial moments. The NBA launched a massive investigation and ultimately concluded that Donaghy was a lone rogue official. However, the scandal left a permanent scar. It proved that even with strict rules and monitoring, the potential for corruption exists at every level of professional sports. Today, with the legalization of sports betting in many states, the landscape has changed dramatically. The industry is no longer in the shadows. It's mainstream. You see betting odds discussed on major sports networks and partnerships between leagues and betting companies. On one hand, this transparency can make it easier to spot unusual betting patterns and catch potential fixers. Regulated sportsbooks have a vested interest in maintaining game integrity because a scandal hurts their business too. But on the other hand, the sheer volume of money and the ease of access to betting create new temptations and new vulnerabilities. The more money there is, the greater the incentive for criminals to try and influence the outcome. This is why the history we've discussed is so important. The Black Sox, the college point shavers, the corrupt referee, they are all ghosts that haunt the world of sports. They serve as a constant reminder of what's at stake. Every time a player makes a crucial mistake in a big game, every time a referee makes a controversial call, the specter of these past scandals lingers in the back of our minds. Is it just human error, or is something else at play? 99.9% of the time, it's just the unpredictable nature of sports, which is what makes it so exciting. But the leagues can never afford to be complacent. The integrity of the Super Bowl in all professional sports is a constant battle. It's a battle fought with security protocols, data analysis, and relentless education. It's a battle to protect the game from the same forces of greed that brought down the 1919 White Sox. So as you watch the big game, remember the hidden history. Remember that the purity of that contest is not something to be taken for granted. It has been hard-won and must be fiercely protected every single day. The legacy of these scandals is the vigilance we see today, ensuring that the winner is decided on the field, not by a gambler in a back room. Thanks for watching. If you found this history as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories you thought you knew. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on sports betting today. We'll see you in the next video.